Hello again, this is Dorothy Smith. I'm a close to my heart independent consultant, and today I'm going to show you Lucky Friendship. We are very fortunate that this catalog has really outdone itself with card kits and really pretty and cute charming card kits. And this one is very cheery with the rainbow colors and nice little sayings like "you color my world" and "lucky to have a friend like you." And it's really sweet sentiments to send to friends, to send to well, I was talking with a friend of mine whose daughter has gone to college, and her mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and so she's going to send some cards to her daughter, who in college doesn't love to get cards. I mean, you're just so hoping that you'll get some kind of neat mail from home. And people with Alzheimer's, they need a lot of cheering up. So anyway, this is a really cute card kit for that. And I went ahead and cut up all the pieces and separated them into my cellophane bags to try to make it easy for myself and not go, scrambling trying to find which piece goes where. And so you could use sandwich bags with the same idea in mind. And then just keep them, mark them card 1 through 12, and you'll have, or card 1A through 6A and 2A through 2, or B, I guess, Project B, Project 2, 1 through 6, whatever works for you. So anyway, I'm starting off with Project 1. And we use the things that you need for this card kit that are not included are the Lagoon Raspberry Thistle and Intense Black ink pads, and of course my acrylic blocks. So you do need some acrylic blocks for the stamps, to hold the stamps, and they're just cling stamps, so you don't have to do anything special. They stick to the acrylic blocks. So I love this little rainbow. It's a really cute little rainbow. It's kind of a childlike stylized version of a rainbow. And they have a 3-ink technique for this particular stamp. So they suggest that you first stamp in Thistle, and it's kind of maybe a little bit less intense than the other two colors. So you stamp the whole rainbow in Thistle, and then you're going to stamp the right side of the rainbow in Raspberry and the left side of the rainbow in Lagoon. And it would be smart to get your white cardstock out first. And so there's the stamp, and you just want to leave a little space at the top so you can put the text that goes up there, the sentiment, which in this case it's you. And that will get both the upper and lower words will get stamped in the Intense Black ink, which I really do like my Intense Black. So there's the U. And then the lower words are "my world." And in the middle there's going to be a banner that goes across the rainbow that says "color." So you color my world. I mean, you add interest, you add excitement, you add dimension to my life. You color my world. I like that. I like that a lot. So I'm just using a piece of paper to kind of take the overflow, because there's this adorable little border that goes across the bottom, and it looks like it's a hand-scribbled scallop border. It's very, very cute. It's a irregular scallop. So, this has a very kind of a whimsical flair to the whole card. And then you've got the chevron. This is a zip strip that I cut into, I think, 4 pieces for each of the 2 zip strips, and ran it across on top of the little scalloped border. So then this piece will get highlighted with a sapphire background. So there are, let's see, there's the card level, and then the rainbow cardstock, and then the sapphire, and then the white, and then the color. So there are 5 different layers of this particular card, which, you know, that's very cool for adding interest instead of just a flat card where you just stamp on the card and that's it. So this has plenty of layers for interest's sake. So I went ahead and colored the banner strip, and it's going to be in the same line of colors as the rainbow. So the lagoon is going to be on the left, thistle in the middle, and then the raspberry on, no, I said that wrong. Lagoon on the right, thistle in the middle, raspberry on the left. So, and then I'm going to put the word color. And they gave us this cute font that is outline letters. And they suggest that you put the L in the middle. Now, they also have a U here. So if you're from England or Australia or New Zealand or maybe Canada too, that uses the U's that the Americans don't, then you would put it right between, let me see, the middle wouldn't be the L. I would suggest, I had trouble trying to place the letters right after I put the L down. So I would suggest that you put the letters so that the stamping edge is on the table, and just space the letters out on the table in front of you. And then when you like the spacing, then drop your block, or don't drop it, place your block on top of the back side of the stamp of the letters. And when you lift it up, all of the letters will be adhered to, not adhered, but will stick to the block. They're cling stamps, so they stick to the acrylic blocks. I fussed with this, trying to get the letter spacing after I put the L down, and the other way is much easier, which is what I do for the cards that I do after the first one. The first one's kind of the, even first and second, they're kind of the trial run. Okay, so how do I develop the technique? So you can watch me while I'm developing the technique, and then when you do these, then you can save yourself some time and save yourself some, make it a little bit easier for yourself if you kind of learn while I'm learning. So I meant to have foam tape with me, but it's in the other room. What I do have handy are glue dots. So I'm going to put glue dots because I just wanted a little bit of dimension to put the color on top of the rainbow rather than just put it on Tombow and stick it down flat. So the glue dots add just a touch of dimension to the banner. So there we go. You color my world. How can you not like that? See, I was having a problem with the glue dots. They came up. When does a glue dot come undone for you? So anyway, now I get the card, and I'm going to put the background. That's a sapphire background that's going to be giving a little punch to the sentiment. And I'm going to use the rainbow paper to go along the bottom that I cut up previously. And it gets just a little edge, like not even 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch of an edge going around the outside. And then the black glitter paper is cut up in 1/4 inch strips. And that just adds, you know, a real kick to this card. And then the little hearts go above the black glitter strip. And so then later on I add foam tape to give dimension to the sentiment rather than it just being Tombow tape. So I wanted to get it a little bit straighter, but that's fine. I'll get it straighter on the next cards. So that's the first card. And then I get my envelope and I ink up my stand the same way I did for the card, with the thistle and then the lagoon and the raspberry, and I stamp the lower corner of the card to match my card. And I was thinking it would be okay to do a second generation. It came out a little bit light for my taste. It's a little bit darker than what this video shows, but still a little bit too light for my taste. But that's okay, I can still use it. You can see it. And so I'm going to start on the rest of the cards here, and I'm going to add some music so you can watch while I make the rest of the cards, and you can see I make some adjustments to make things go a little bit faster. So I'll catch you on the back end, and then we'll talk about another technique for doing tricolor stamping. I hope you enjoyed listening to the music. And what I'm showing you right now is the shamrock got stamped 6 times in Lagoon, and I'm just fussy cutting these shamrocks. Now, these were the shamrocks that I used for the cards that disappeared, that I forgot to hit the record button. So anyway, that's the shamrocks. And this is the one card that I was able to, well, I recorded this before my camera ran out of juice. So this is the little raspberry arrows that highlight Lucky and Friend, and it's just a little something to the Lucky and Friend. So it's cute. You can tell how inky my fingers are getting after doing so many cards. So that's where the shamrock goes on top of Lucky, of course. It's got to have its rightful place. And the sentiment goes on top of the, that's where my camera ran out. So it's going to go on top of that black glitter paper. So you can go ahead and I'll show you this all from, I lost all of the cards, so except for what you saw. And so what I'm doing is making a 7th card so I can show you the entire card from start to finish. So this is, I'm stamping the sentiment again, Lucky You're My Friend, and gonna stamp the tiny little border that is colored in Lagoon, so it underlines Friend. And I love that. I think that's so cute. Boop, there he is. And then the other little highlighters are the little teensy arrows that get stamped in raspberry and highlight Lucky. And the other arrow highlights Friend. There we go. And then here comes my Lagoon shamrock. So I'm popping it up with some of my foam dots, and it will go into its rightful place right above Lucky. Perfect. So it's just going to sit just a little bit raised up from the background. And then here we go. Here comes the black cardstock. And I'm going to add my foam spots to the background for 2 reasons. Number one, to kind of pop it up from the background, but also because the foam adhesive dots stick better than the Tombow adhesive does to the glitter. So don't know why, just does. And this little rectangle gets cut into a little flag that comes off the bottom right hand corner of the black glitter paper. And so I'm going to Tombow that onto the back side. So I'm just making sure it's going on the lower right hand corner, and then I pull my card over, and I'm going to have the rainbow stripes go on the outside edge there. And just like the other card, you want to have like an 1/8 of an inch border all around, and the black hearts will show on the other side for this other piece. And same thing, you want to keep the same kind of border, which means that the 2 pieces of paper don't touch. So you're going to ink up your sapphire 1/4 inch strip. It's 1/4 by 5.5 inches, or 5 1/4 inches. And that just finishes off those 2 together, and then you put the sentiment on the card. Very cute. I love this little card. So the one thing I don't think I show you is that I stamp in second generation a shamrock to go on the envelope of the card that that goes with the card. So this is what I was showing the first go around that I lost or didn't record. I'm going to show you another technique for doing multiple color stamping. And this is a baby wipe technique. You may know of it. Maybe like me, you haven't used it in a long time, or if you've never heard of it, then this is a super fun technique. It kind of is on the kind of reminds me of tie-dyeing. So I'm using the same colors that I used for the stamping. So it's the thistle and the lagoon, and I'm just putting, a number of drops along in stripes along where I had already colored it, and then the raspberry is going to go in the middle. And then I add a little of the spray bottle water to it to just wetten it up and make them kind of the colors smushed together. So what I'm going to do is take my rainbow and I will stamp the rainbow and the shamrock and the word color and also the border to kind of give you different ideas of what so the rainbow is lines. Obviously it's not a solid stamp, so you'll get that kind of idea of what that's supposed to look like. And then the shamrock, although it's not big, it's a solid stamp. So then you can see the idea of what a solid stamp is going to look like. And then the letters, if you use letters for this, then you get an idea of what having multiple color letters will come out when you orient the ink in different ways. So, this is a super simple technique. The only thing you have to have on hand are baby wipes, which a lot of my girls use to clean their stamps off. So you go ahead and ink it up real good. And this stamp was particularly, my inks were particularly wet, and it came out a little blotchy. But you know what? For this type of stamping, that's okay. This isn't precision stamping. Otherwise you wouldn't be using baby wipes. So it's more of a whimsical, kind of lighthearted, childlike, whatever you want to name it. But it gives you a less precise stamp, but that's sort of what you want, because there's nothing precision about tie-dyeing. So what's nice too are that the colors start blending together, and so you get more than just 3 colors. You get the blends of the colors, and so you can have them look, depending on how you orient your stamp, you can have it look all different ways. So that's pretty fun. So now I'm gonna I think I'll do the shamrock next, if I'm not mistaken. Put my rainbow back so I don't go losing it. So I'll do the shamrock. Now the fun thing about the shamrock is, like the rainbow but a little bit more obvious. Everyone looks completely different, and so you never know what you're going to get. And so depending on where you put your stamp, of course, you're going to pick up more color. And like I said, you just never know what it's going to look like. So you're getting completely different looks. Look at that. Just totally different looks. And super, super fun. So you could use, these instead of cutting out the solid stamp. You could, make the more whimsical. There's a fun one. It looks like a patriotic stamp. Shamrock. Anyway, I I do like doing this. I don't know why I don't do this technique more often, because it's really a whole lot of fun. And so this is what I was talking about earlier. When you have separate letters, the easiest thing to do, and you could do this on a lined, something that had lines to it if you really wanted to have your letters line up perfectly in a row. This is, everything about this whole set is kind of whimsical. So you just kind of set your letters down. Now you've got the stamping edge facing down on the table, so you've got the flatter edge facing up. And how easy did that block pick up all the stamps at one time? So here you get, you know, multiple colors of letters with one stamping. I mean, it's just, and you know, of course, depending on the look you want. Do you want, you know, the letters to be like half and half going this way? Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it kind of picked it up. Or if you do kind of a excuse me, a diagonal look, then hopefully you get all three colors going in a different way. So I mean, this is just a real fun kind of way of stamping. So, you know, it depends. You wouldn't want to use it on a very formal card, but you know, where you're more whimsical or more childlike or whatever, then this kind of a tie-dye technique is a real fun, never know what you're going to get kind of look. And you know, I have to have all of the colors of the reinkers, just because I've been a consultant for so long. But you can use the reinkers for this technique. You can use it if you have a little spray spritzer. You can put a little bit of the reinker. There's the border. How cute is that? I mean, it's adorable. So you could put the reinker in a spritz bottle to make spray blotches on your cardstock, as well as reinking your ink pad. So there's, you know, there's a number of uses to having your reinkers. So this is probably the most fun one, although I don't know, spray bottles with ink in them are pretty fun too. So there you go. There's a whole different look for stamping that's real fun, and everybody's going to wonder how you did it. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you go, and if you don't have some baby wipes, go buy some, have some fun, and enjoy yourself doing stamping and scrapping and card making and paper crafting, whatever you do. Have fun, enjoy, and know that you are creating something that others will just be amazed at. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.